Hey guys, welcome to week 2. This is Monday's video. There's only going to be one video for today, so I'll try to get through everything in this video. As you can see here from our syllabus, we are switching to units 2 and 3, the proposal and the midterm. We're just going to cover these three things for Monday, and then as you can see here, the proposal is actually due Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. on eCampus. The reason why is because the proposal is such a short document, it's 250 to 300 words, that it doesn't warrant an entire week of instruction. So I've combined it with the introduction to your midterm. I made a mistake already, and the 29th we actually have off, so everything that's due on the 29th I'm just going to push to Tuesday, so you have one extra day to complete the midterm. I will talk about the midterm in another video, so in this one we're just going to focus on these three things to make sure you understand what a proposal is and what I'm looking for Wednesday. The pages in JAC, we'll start there, 43 through 46. Again, the 8th edition, the updated version of this copy. This is just an introduction to the project. It's the assignment sheet, and it has some sample questions to help you think about your project. So the annotated bib, you already did research for your research question or your topic. The proposal is just saying more concretely what you're going to do in your qualitative research paper. You may have written a proposal before. We're going to show you some real-world call for papers, which is what conferences and journals send out when they want to publish your work or invite you to a conference. To those, you submit a proposal, and that's kind of the function of this document. So I know that none of you are English majors or humanities majors really, so I'm going to try to apply it to nursing or business or engineering. All right, the second thing is to read at least one sample proposal. As you can tell if you skim through them, there are 5 of them on eCampus, and 3 out of the 5 are ones that I have actually written. So I wanted to give you some real-world examples. Those are that I submitted those 2 conferences, attended those conferences, presented my research, and yeah, so I just wanted to give you some real-world examples. The other 2 are written by students, and we'll look at those 2 examples today and mostly tomorrow. And then the last thing that's due for today is discussion 6. As I mentioned in Friday's video, discussion 6 is going to be pretty easy because you guys have been doing a lot of work. It will be available Sunday at, well, obviously it's available now. I'm making these videos ahead of time, but it's available, all of them, Sunday at 9 a.m. So just go ahead and fill out these questions. Again, try to type a half page because we're working toward that 10-page minimum for exploratory writing. So pretty much you guys are getting full marks on these discussions. The only time is when you don't hit that half page or it's not substantial information. All right, if you have questions about that, please let me know. So let's go ahead and jump into proposal. If we were in a traditional class or a face-to-face class, I would ask you to do a free write over the background knowledge you have with your proposal. I'm not going to make you do that because I don't think it would be conducive to your understanding or my accessing your background knowledge. So I'm just going to trust that you're already thinking, what have I done in terms of a proposal before? If the answer is nothing, then that's all right. That's why we're here. This is the rubric for the proposal. So the assignment sheet is in the book. It's in those pages that I already assigned. This is the rubric. So again, I'm going to put this online, and you can see that each category, like I've pulled out the most important categories, the heading, the title, the scholarship, the research question, intervention, methods, research, voice and tone, and then the style, and then the length, again, 250 to 300 words. And I don't want them to go over because, again, a lot of this class is an experiment in brevity because in the real world, people don't have a lot of time to read pages upon pages of documented research or even proposals for research. And I will show you really quickly. I've looked up a couple of proposals here. So CFP is a call for papers. Basically, organizations send out a call for papers inviting people to submit either their abstract or a proposal for their research. The abstract means the paper has already been written, and the proposal means I'm going to write this in my paper. The reason why they don't accept the paper themselves is because, like I said, the committees, they don't have enough time, so they're trusting that what you say you're going to present in terms of your research is what will actually happen during the conference, and that you won't embarrass yourself as a scholar and you won't embarrass the community of the conference as well. So as you can see here, I'm not going to go through this whole submission, but I wanted just to show you the length. A lot of instructors for 102 require their classes to write 3 to 4 page proposals. That's entirely too much. So 250 words is what they want, and this is, as you can see here, sustainable tourism in Asia. All right, I tried to find a collage of different degree types. So this is an abstract submission for a nursing conference, and if I look at the template, so the template here, as you can see, it's really short. Again, it's up to 250 words, and they have biography and stuff. You guys don't need to complete all of this information. I have already gotten your biographies through the first discussion post. So again, very short. And then the last example I'll show you is, this is more like a business conference. And if we go down to the manuscripts, where is it? Oh, okay. Abstract only at least 100 words, no more than 1 page. So 100 words to 1 page, that would be probably around 300 words, or like 250. Again, it's all around the same length. That's where the length comes from, and that's, you can kind of see a couple of real-world examples of abstracts or proposals and their actual function outside of this class. All right, so another thing we're going to do, basically the bulk of this video is going to be centered around this PowerPoint I created. The PowerPoint is already available online if you want to revisit it. Basically, I'm going to go through the steps in the rubric that I just showed you that I ran through really quickly in order for you to understand exactly what goes into your proposal. All right, so the research question. You guys sent me a lot of emails about the research question. I tried to answer them quickly and appropriately. You just generate a list of questions about the topic. So now that you all have your topics, I tried to help guide you into a research question that's suitable for the secondary and the primary research you'll be conducting for the qualitative research paper. Think about assumptions and your audience. You, again, will all be taking each other's surveys via SurveyMonkey when we get to that point. So your audience is technically me, but it's kind of a theoretical audience, and your peers are going to be your primary research audience. All right. It's, again, focused on people's expectations and perceptions of a certain aspect. And again, it doesn't have to be dystopian or apocalyptic. We are loosely following this theme, if you know, at all. So your research question should have these words in it, not just a yes or no, like, are zombies scary? Yes or no. That's not a very good research question. Avoid making a complete thesis. This is very important for this part of the process. So you shouldn't know exactly what your participants are going to answer just yet. Your whole point for this research is to find out what are people's expectations and or perceptions about a certain topic or question. All right, so you guys for the summer class only do the survey. I've cut out the interview, cut out the observation. So the survey, we're going to have a full day, if not 2, on how to write surveys, how to distribute them via SurveyMonkey, and then how to code and collect the data. So we'll get to that there. All right, this is probably a slide that you should either print out or you should take a picture of it or download this presentation. I don't care, but this is the key to the proposal. So a lot of times the unsuccessful ones in the last 2 semesters I've taught 102, students didn't follow these steps, and they also didn't follow them in order. So I'm telling you very clearly, this is exactly what I want to see in the proposal and in this order. The reason why is because, again, you have 250 to 300 words, so there's not a lot of space for tangents and additional fluff. So number 1, the big picture or the problem. The big picture problem or topic that is widely debated in your field. So your field here is kind of a loose definition. It's just your topic, your area of interest. So what is the issue that your topic is focusing on? What is a problem that you noticed that you're going to try to then solve? Like, it could be as simple as, I noticed that, again, I'm going to use my experience from writing this paper and reading a lot of papers in this specific PADU field, but my experience is zombies are the, quote, in or the trendy monster right now. Why is that the case? So that's not necessarily a problem, but it is a big picture issue, or a big picture, something I noticed, okay? So that would be kind of my first couple of sentences, is describing this phenomenon of zombie and the monster. And be specific, so you will include some of your research from your annotated bib in basically numbers 1, 2, and kind of 3, but mostly 1 and 2. So the research should front load the paper, should front load the first paragraph, because step number 2 is the gap in the literature on this topic. Literature doesn't mean like Moby Dick or, Jane Austen or whatever. It means just the writing that other scholars and authors have put forth on this topic. My students last semester hated this gap because it means they actually had to do research and understand what other people were saying in the field, like how they had to be in conversation with these scholars. However, it's essential, because think about it like this, like a business plan. You have this idea for some kind of product, or just maybe it's a theoretical idea. You take it to a committee and you're presenting it to the committee, and they say, okay, that's great, but it's already been done. So they don't give you funding and they don't give you anything for your research. You have to basically identify here why your research is filling a gap in other research. Like no one else has basically done what you've done. It's called making an intervention in academia. I'm not expecting them to be groundbreaking, so don't fret. You don't have to, change the course of medicine or whatever. You're just saying, I've noticed this thing, and no researcher is really talking about this thing. So, number 3, I'm going to propose this. I'm going to talk about this. For example, again with the zombies. Zombies are the monster kind of taking over the cinema screen recently. No one's really talked about how the Walking Dead zombie is different from Romero zombies or even original Haitian voodoo zombies, which I only knew that because I did research on zombie history. Okay, that's what my annotated bib would be sources about zombie history. So I'm thinking, all right, why are people so interested in this trend, and how does the Walking Dead zombie fulfill that new interest? Why is it such a popular show? My answer is the Walking Dead zombie. This would be number 3 and a little bit number 4. The Walking Dead zombie offers a more sympathetic view of zombies as humans and not just monsters, so we can empathize with them more. And then, so that's what I'm proposing. I haven't done any of my primary research yet. That's just me watching the show and looking at the scholarship. Number 4, the specific material I examined in the paper. So this is, I go into more detail about my theory. I would say Haitian voodoo zombies came at this time, and then they kind of morphed into this chronology into the Romero 1960s to 1980s zombie. And then they morphed again into the turn of the century slash 2000s and 2010s, The Walking Dead kind of era. So that would be some specific thing. Your original argument, I would further it here by saying like the human monster to human shift, and I might give an example of that. And number 4 and number 5, sorry, I forgot to mention this, that's where you include your methodology. So you specifically say you plan to not only include secondary research, but also primary research in the form of a survey circulated among 13, because there are 14 of you, 13 WVU 102, English 102 students. And then the last part is a strong concluding sentence. Okay, So each one of these goes through them more in depth. I'm going to leave that up to you guys to do that. But otherwise, that's it for this video. Let me know if you have questions, and we'll work more on this tomorrow.